Morning, sitting out in front of Signature Aviation at KSNA, John Wayne, Southern California. And I just want to go through quickly, hopefully I can do this under 10 minutes, on how I use checklists and how I communicate with ATC. And I think it's a pretty good system. It's a good practice system that makes you think and gets you started doing checklists properly for each segment of the flight. And where we're at now is I've already got my clearance and I'm sitting and I'm waiting to taxi. So I think just the segment from starting to taxi and is good enough for you to get the idea of how I do things. So I've got this on a hotkey. There's two different types of text files. One is the text file that I use for checklists, and then the other one I have on a different hotkey is these are the automated voice checklists that you can scroll forward and backward.
Skyhawk 54 Yankee.
And I have those set up on hotkeys too. So I'm going to explain both of them real briefly here. So on this checklist, all right, I've got them, they're from the Pilot Operating Handbook, Section 4, Normal Procedures, and I've got them divided into two. I've got the pre-flight, before starting engine and starting engine on one because they're rather lengthy, and then on the second half starts at before taxi when you've started your engine, are all set up and ready to go. So, and all you do is you load them, and I'll show you. They're in, this is the directory structure, custom data, cockpit checklists, and I'll have all of these in a zip file so that you can download them from my site. So let's pull up the read-only for now, and that was what was up already. But what I like about them is that I can go through and use my mouse and go through the whole. This is from before taxi all the way to the end as securing airplane, landing, everything's in there, and it's very quick. And I put them down in this location to kind of keep them out of the way, which works well. Now, Airfoil Labs has checklists too, but you can't modify them, and they work just fine, and you can follow along with those, no problem. You have to do a lot of scrolling through performance charts, but that's okay. They work good. But this is the way I like to do it, and I'm using my mouse scroll wheel to go up and down. Alrighty, so where we're at is before taxi. I'm going to do a little bit of this, not a complete one today, that gives you an idea where I'm at. So I would listen to ATIS. I've got flip-flop hotkeys on the keyboard for this.
Orange County, John Wayne Information Bravo.
So it's Information Bravo, and I know the weather already. I'm not going to go into that. That's not the purpose of this little video. So, but this is how you would do it. I get ATIS, and I lean for ground operation, which is also in the Pilot Operating Handbook. Amplified procedures, I believe, and I've leaned for ground so I don't foul plugs. Lights, the panel lights, glare shield light are on, and I set cabin air, whatever you need to do. You reset your clock. I'm going to do that real quick. And then I would get clearance. Now I've already done that, so we don't want to go through that. I'm going to go down here to show you how the automated checklists work as we're going to contact ground. I've already got the transponder code set in. I got it set over to mode C altitude reporting, and you have to do that on John Wayne because they have ground radar. It's called ASDX. You can see that on your airport diagram. And let's set our GPS. We can do that real quick. And this is, I'm not going to go into GPS right now, but we'll get out of there and go over to this screen. this is this way I leave it like that. We'll go into that. That's another little video. Got a hotkey for that. Make sure that's all set up. And autopilot, I set up to the expected altitude, which was 3,000 in this chance. Set altimeter, I've done that. And now I'm ready to contact ground. And that's the part that I breezed through that pretty fast so that I could demonstrate how the automated checklists work. So I'm ready to contact ground. Let me scroll forward with my hotkey.
Skyhawk 5.
Actually,
Skyhawk 5 for Yankee. Skyhawk 7.
you can scroll through this.
Skyhawk 7 Niner 5 for Yankee.
Okay, that's what ground says. Now, these lines here mean that I have to say something. So I'm going to go through this real quick with the checklist up here, and then I'm going to make it disappear and do the same thing. And you should be able to get the idea of what I'm doing by then. So means I have to say something. I'm ready to contact ground. I do the 1, 2, 3 checklist, and that entails, let me pull up a bigger screen here. That 1 is the frequency correct, 2 is I'm transmitting on C2, and 3 is I'm receiving on COM2, and it's called 1, 2, 3 think. And think means what are you going to say? So we'll go back out, and I'm just going to, when I contact ground, I'm just going to tell them where I'm at, and I'm IFR, and that I have, what was that?
Orange County, John Wayne Information Bravo.
It's Information Bravo. I just tell them I have Information Bravo. Now, if I forget what I'm supposed to say, I'm going to load a new checklist in here just to show you how. This is a complete transcript, and we'll load it in here. And if you scroll down, there it is. John Wayne Ground, Skyhawk 7954 Yankee, signature aviation, IFR to John Wayne with Bravo, ready to taxi. And you got to be ready to copy at that time. But I know what to say, so I'm going to load the other one back in there. I know what to say, and when I see this line here, that tells me that I am going to contact ground, but it makes you think. I don't want to read it every time. When you're first starting out, you can read the complete transcript. You might even, the best way to do it is just print it out. But I'm ready to contact ground, so let's do that. And I have a key on the keyboard that I transmit with Pilot Edge, which I highly recommend. This whole series here, what we're doing here is very similar to the I-1 rating at John Wayne. And I like to pretty much follow what they're doing, so you can practice here and then go out to Pilot Edge. So I'm pushing down on the transmit button. I'm thinking what I'm going to say. John Wayne Ground, Skyhawk 7954 Yankee, signature aviation, IFR to John Wayne with Bravo, ready to taxi.
Skyhawk 7954 Yankee, runway 20 left at Kilo, taxi via Alpha, Hotel, Charlie, hold short runway 20 left.
Okay, if you have to copy that down, do that, and I'll scroll through with the V key. It puts me automated key on my keyboard here, keyboard shortcut, and now I know I have to, when I see those lines, I know I have to read back what he just said. So here I go. 20 left at Kilo intersection, taxi via Alpha, Hotel, Charlie, hold short, 20 left at Kilo intersection, Skyhawk 754 Yankee.
Skyhawk 54 Yankee, read back correct.
Okay, so now let's go through that. We're going to do it one more time. I know this is a little redundant here, but by the time you get done here, you'll get it. I'm going to hide it now. Let's go back.
Skyhawk
let's go back to there, and I'll just hide it. And I know I'm ready to contact ground, so here I go again. John Wayne Ground, Skyhawk 7954 Yankee, signature aviation, IFR to John Wayne with Bravo, ready to taxi. And I hit the forward key, the V key.
Skyhawk 7954 Yankee, runway 20 left at Kilo, taxi via Alpha, Hotel, Charlie, hold short runway 20 left.
Okay, I copied that down. I hit the V key, and now I get ready to transmit. 20 left at Kilo, taxi via Alpha, Hotel Charlie, hold short, 20 left at Kilo, Skyhawk 54 Yankee. So you get the idea there, and then you can go through the whole series of, and you can modify them as you'd like. They're very flexible. So what I also do is I will save flights and situations at different phases of a particular flight. So I might as well do that right now. I'm just going to save this. I'm going to call it KSNA signature ready to taxi .sit, and then I just save that, and then I can bring it up at that phase, you know, wherever I'm weak at, I can bring it up, and or you can do the whole thing, everything all at once if you want to. It doesn't matter. Now I want to go up and show you where the keyboard shortcuts are at. It's in the all section under checklists. Just pop it open, and this is a text file. I have Alt-C. The automated voice checklist, I have it C. Just to the right of the C key is the V key, which moves it forward in the checklist, and to the left of the C key is the X key, which moves it back in the list. And that works really good. That's all you need for this whole deal. And that should do it for today. And this is part of the introductory section of my website where I show you how I do things, checklists, ATC, different strategies for how we'll approach learning instrument rating. Take care now.